Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark Lambert from the Theta's Pendulum Trading Group. It's basically a Google group, free, open to anyone. I'm just going to go over the last trade setup that I saw, looking for a longer range top to come in, which these happen maybe 2 to 3 times per year, and you're just going to basically pick and choose which one's going to actually work and see what the market is offering you at the time. Basically, what I'm looking at right now is 33.3% up from the 2012 low is 1684.99. I basically rounded that up to 1685, and 66.6% up from the 2010 low brings us to 1688.99. So I rounded that up also to 1689. So it gave me a price window of 1685 to 1689, 4 points. And for the longest time, I basically had the 524 date for the last 2 to 3 months as being the target area where the market should top. So I have a time, and I also have a price, 1685 to 1689. And probably about 3 weeks back, due to the market action, I did revise my time target to 523, and then, within the last week or so, I said 523 at 11 o'clock. Basically, the timing was a miss, but it was well within that 524 area when you're looking at stuff that lasts for, anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, basically coming in at that point in time. If you miss by 2 days, you're not going to be hurt if you're an investor. Basically, what I'm looking at right now is, let me close this out here, close that window. Basically, we printed at the right time. We all know that the spring equinox comes in on 321, but astronomically, the spring equinox this year came in on 320. So which kind of brings me to the point where price and time squared out, meaning that there was a whole number interval that happened at the same time. My alerts set me to go short anything above 1685 on the S&P 500, which I did. I did go short. I closed part of my position out right now because I'll show you in a couple minutes why. But basically, if you take a look at time and price squaring out, since we're looking at the spring equinox coming in on 3/20/2013, we anchored to this date, move forward. The market took 63 days to get to this high, which fell within a window of the 65 days that I was looking at. And the market basically doubled the 63 days because the market moved up 126 points in 63 days. So basically a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-2 ratio, whether you're looking at time of price or price of time. So, and it fell within a 4-point range, which I was looking for, and also fell very, very close to the time that I was looking for a top. So basically, this is one of those areas where you can actually look for a top for the market to happen. One of the reasons why I did close up part of my position is that I'm looking at price and time as being equal. Price and time always synchronizes together, high to high, low to low, low to high, high to low, etc. But basically, my last cycle came in at 1632.25. So if the market can maintain over 1632.25, you have to sort of remain bullish in spite of the larger time and price cycle that printed. We printed down, which I thought was kind of funny, to 1632.75. We made some nice reversal tails off of that. What's going to happen now, I'm not exactly sure. But the fact that this cycle is a larger cycle has me looking at the fact that this could be a topping process. And tops basically happen in a process anyway. They do not happen with a hard reversal. They usually happen with maybe a decent reversal like we've had, and then they move back up and retest the high. And at that point in time, it's probably the lowest risk trade you can take. And I've shown some stuff recently privately to the group. Basically, the market moved down some pi. If you take a look from this high to this low, the market ran down 3.14%, which is the equation for pi. In spite of the equation for pi, the cycle border, and when I say a cycle border, I'm looking at something that's swirling up in action. It's moving like this, making spirals, moving higher and higher and higher. And each support of the spiral basically becomes a support for the next cycle. And this was the border for that cycle to basically support on. And it did. So, what's going to happen from here? I'm saying I think we're in a low risk short. Basically, you have to make the top as being the stop for your high, or whatever's going to work for you. Maybe some type of retracement interval or whatever. But basically, that's what I'm looking at. This top came in perfect when you're narrowing time down. It came in within a 4-point window that I had been looking for. It came, if you're looking at the timing, perfectly to the weekly bar, very, very close to the daily bar. And if you're looking at the hourly bar, I was off by maybe 20 hours. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. I think that this top has the potential to stay intact. Any violation of this top would mean I'm absolutely wrong, and I have to look to the next interval that's going to come after this. So basically, this is how I play it. I'm short. I closed 2/3 of my position within 1.5 points of the low. I still have a position open as a short, and when I do identify the area that the short will be strong again, I do plan on adding to the position, which makes me break down to the hourly bars. This is the action that has ensued recently. Like I said, this is down from this high to this low, 3.14%, which is pi. I believe we're forming some type of flat structure, meaning that this is like a 3, 3, 5 type of structure, which means we have the ability to probably go back and retest this channel top, and if the market rejects it, it's going to be a very, very good short, looking for another 3% or more decline from that level, which should bring us to the 1620-ish level, which would be the next possible support. Depending on which day that this happens, could have a support here sometime this week at anywhere from 1618, 1.618 to 1620-ish, right around that level. So let's see if the market's going to retest this. I do have a strong inclination that the market will go down and retest this. And this will be a major decision point. Is the market going to keep climbing, or is the market going to support at this level and keep going higher? Or if we break down substantially below this level, I believe the market is probably going to be in a top that will last at least to the end of August. Just my opinion. We'll see what happens. We have to start playing this close. I've been relatively bullish up until the Friday prior to this top happening, knowing that I had multiple cycles that are printing this week, which could cause a reversal. Am I still bullish in the bigger picture? It just depends on how big of a picture you're looking at. I think right now we're at a very sensitive area where the market could go down for several weeks, several months. Could he actually even go down if I'm looking at the bigger, much bigger cycle of 17 years? That we could actually be going down till December of 2016. Where that price is going to support, I don't know. I do not believe that the market will crash crazily, but one of the things I have been looking at is the fractal pattern now for the last 2 to 3 years that we're producing right now, which was the 1966 to 1982 cycle that happened here. Is it happening here once again? I think we still have the possibility of retesting this mid-channel point and then coming back down and hitting this water. And once we hit that border, I think we're going to be going up for basically the rest of my life. At which point in time, I really won't care because I won't be around here anymore. So anyway, just looking at the larger patterns, trying to increment them down to the smaller patterns and narrowing them down further still to what I see happening right now. Basically, the market has basically followed what I've been looking for, and now we're at that point in time where the market's going to try to recover. It could. Most likely, I think it's going to fail and at least give us another leg down, maybe forming an 8 to 10% correction from the high, and then we'll see what happens in the fall. Either way, by plotting my cycles that I do use, not a week goes by where I'm not finding the support or resistance of the week. So basically, play things tight. Let's see what happens. I'm learning new things as I go forward, as I'm sure everybody else is. And we'll go from there. Godspeed, and God bless to everyone.